if you haven't heard of or haven't seen Phantacity, 幻乐之城, it's a program from Hunan TV in China. You really should check it out. Hi, you're watching AvenueX, where junkie good storytelling shares their thoughts, knowledge, and occasional weird ideas on stories and how they're told. This is a very unusual video. I don't really recommend TV programs because I only look at dramas on my channel, but I have to. I feel I'm obliged to introduce you to this interesting program. It is made by Hunan TV and it is on YouTube, but then the English subtitle is always the problem, so yeah, it wouldn't be the easiest thing to digest if you can't understand Chinese. But still, I highly recommend you to check out this program because it is one of the most ambitious TV programs I've seen that comes out of China, and I haven't seen exactly the same thing that's been done anywhere else. So if you actually know if other countries are doing similar programs, please do let me know. I'm super curious to check it out. So what Phantacity is, it is a live musical performance program that runs about 1 hour and a half on China's Hunan TV. And what they do is each episode they would invite for 3 actors or multiple actors, and they would do live in-camera performance that is one go. So they have no way to go back. They cannot, if they make a mistake, it's forever there. And they would each have about 15 minutes. So the program would feature 3 to 4 stories. The audience would be watching it live on a big screen on the stage, but then behind that big screen is the actual set where actors are acting live, and then cameras are cutting different angles. And then when they finish their performance, they come on stage, and then there's some kind of short interaction with these audience. This is a super ambitious program. Obviously, it's recorded as a whole and then edited and then put out later. But in terms of what you see as those 15 short minutes films, it is all live, which means there's a lot of magic happening behind the scene. Instead of shooting each scene from different angles and then multiple times as how you do films, this is all live. So for example, if an actor is in this scene and he's singing, and then the next angle cuts to a different place, something happens, and then cuts to another, something happens, and the actor shows up. That means the actor in real time, however much time it took for the shot to move from the first scene to the third one, that person is actually running to the next place and act. Maybe he has to change his makeup, change his clothing, and then act in a different set for the following scene. So it's all live. Basically, it's like a live broadcasting of a variety show, but it happens to be actually a story and a film-like story. The amount of work that requires for the camera crew, for the lighting crew, for the makeup, costume, for the director, for everyone on set, for the actors, is insanely complex and difficult to do. Let alone they have to sing a song that works into the story, and then the mixer would be mixing the live orchestra and the singing and all the other sound right there. There's no going back. And most of the audience who watch this program would not understand how much work and how insane it is to do this. The reason why I want to make this video and introduce international audiences to this program, even though you might not be able to understand and if there's no English subtitle, is I think there are people who are really interested in this type of things, but they don't quite understand how it works. And they haven't seen something this ambitious previously. For your information, this program actually invites crazy, talented people such as Sarah Brightman, the Sarah Brightman from Broadway, from West End, from Phantom of the Opera. It actually invites her to act in one episode. So this is like crazy ambitious program. The other reason I highly want to recommend it to you is because last week, among the 4 stories that aired last week, one of them is led by Zhu Yilong and it's called Chou, Clown. Obviously, recently, he's the hottest actor in China due to Zheng Hun. And a lot of people are anticipating. I've made a video previously about how people try to sabotage him as the program is about to broadcast. I watched it, and I did a crazy thing. I was super impressed by the entire thing. It is really well acted, very beautifully shot, but I was most sort of taken by the insane coordination of the crew, how they managed to do that 15 minutes in camera live cut. Because I've worked in film industry, I've also studied architecture. So I happen to be the person who understands how difficult it is to do that, but also understands how they could possibly navigate through a set in 15 minutes live to do all the shots. So I did a crazy thing. I built a SketchUp model purely based on what I've seen in those 15 minutes. I wasn't a crew on set, so I couldn't really know 100% how they built it, what is the scale, how big everything is, but I guessed it through my experience. And then I tried to figure out each scene through the whole 15 minutes where the actor is. How did Zhu Yilong or the girl, the two main roles, run around the set to manage to pull it off? I did that video, I put it on Bilibili, and it went viral. That is purely due to the fact that because I was super excited that such a crazy show could happen, and I want to figure out how it works, and I want to introduce to people who don't work in the industry about the insane complexity of pulling this crazy thing off. And I think later, because of that video went really viral, and Hunan TV's official site started to release a lot of snippets of how they actually filmed it. I made one mistake in terms of my model, where in the last bit of where certain things happen, but 95% of it is actually pretty accurate. So I'm really happy that I did this, and a lot of people, because of watching that video, understood how difficult it is to pull off this thing. The reason I didn't do an English version and couldn't put it on YouTube is obviously I have to run through the whole show in my video, which runs into the danger zone of copyright, and because I am one strike away from I couldn't do it. So I put it on Bilibili. It's all in Chinese. It would be me screen shooting my model and the show and explaining how the actor runs around, but then it's me speaking Chinese, and I'm sorry, and there's no way that I could work around that. I will leave the link of the Bilibili video. I will leave the link of the Zhu Yilong's performance on YouTube also there. If you're a huge fan of his, I know there are a lot of international fangirls. Highly recommend you check out his performance. It's extremely difficult to pull off because he has to run around the set so many times, and then he hits an angle and he has to hold his breath because he cannot show I've just run like 10 seconds non-stop. He has to sing and all that. It's difficult to do, but then the whole crew is and I think they actually said the entire 15 minutes they have 49 cue points, so they have to cue 49 essential points to not miss the cue. That is unbelievable. That's every 20 seconds they have to have one cue. I'm like, wow. Brain explosion. So for all the fangirls of the actor, it's a brilliant performance. For all the people who are interested in this type of ambitious program, please do check out the links that I have in this description. And I highly recommend you to check out the other performances of this series. It is one of the best programs I've seen coming out of China. I'm super proud that it's actually created by Chinese TV programs, because most of the time I feel Chinese entertainment programs are very boring and it's often very unimaginative. Super cheapish consumerism stuff, but wow, this program opened my eyes. So in the end, highly recommend you check out the program, check out my crazy video. I probably will not be able to do an English version. Also, this is how you turn off live comments on Bilibili. It's already plastered. The whole thing is already plastered and you will not be able to watch it in peace if you don't know how to turn them off. Thank you for watching AvenueX. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.